Today I want to talk a little bit about citizenship, both in the ancient and the modern world, and how the idea of citizenship has really changed since classical times. Now, as you know, according to Aristotle, citizenship meant both being the author of the law and subject to the law. That is to say, citizens both make the law and they have to obey the laws that they make. That is the content of citizenship. Someone who doesn't make the laws for Aristotle would be a subject, not a citizen, and someone who need not obey the laws presumably is not a citizen either. This definition to some degree holds true still, but I think the relative weights to each part of these definitions has probably changed. As Benjamin Constant points out, we don't have much influence on making the laws anymore. That is to say, when you consider how much political power each individual citizen in the United States has, you might come to the conclusion that it's pretty insignificant. Even a citizen who votes is one of millions of citizens, and no individual vote on its own makes any kind of causal difference to the outcome of any election. So it seems that making laws is a less important part of modern citizenship. On the other hand, obeying laws seems equally important. But of course, if it's equally important to obey the laws and less important to make the laws, then relatively speaking, obeying has become a whole lot more important than participating or making the laws. Now, in ancient times, as Constant noted, the welfare of individuals was heavily tied to the state's success in warfare. The principal means of citizens getting ahead was participating in governmental activities, either by serving in the military or acquiring public office in some way. And on top of that, as we saw, individuals had a greater say in the running of public affairs. So the ideal of good citizenship probably meant participating wisely in decisions about warfare in particular, and foreign affairs more generally. It meant serving in the military or otherwise contributing to the war effort through money, for example. Now, in modern times, it seems that the success of the state and the success of individuals is a lot more tied to their ability to exercise their freedom without interference from others. That is to say, if you think about what makes your life go well, it's probably not military service. It's probably not how successful your country is at conquering other countries, right? There's plenty of countries in the world right now that are very rich but don't have very strong militaries. Sweden, Denmark, Luxembourg, Singapore, Japan, all of these countries are countries that have not been involved in warfare for a very, very long time, and yet they're very rich countries. So you might say that when most citizens of the Western world think about it, what makes their lives go well is generally their ability to order their affairs, right? To buy what they want, to marry whom they want, to be able to have the children or raise their children in the way they want. Basically, individual freedoms. So you might wonder, has our ideal of citizenship changed? And in particular, has it become the case that respecting individual rights, respecting one another's freedoms, in other words, is a bigger part of good citizenship than political participation, right? Than participating in a collective activity. And I think the question is open for debate, but it's one I want to ask you whether you agree with. Do you think that today having rights and respecting rights is a more important part of citizenship than being author of the laws, taking part in public life?